Okay, the next question we're going to take a look at is a really good square root question. A lot of algebra in it, so let's take our time. We're trying to solve for x, but there's a square root involved in the problem. So we try to get the square root by itself first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 11x from both sides, leaving me with the square root of x squared plus x minus 1 is equal to 7x minus 11x is a negative 4x plus 3. All right, now I want to get rid of the square root, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to square both sides. So on this side I'm going to have the square root and the square cancel, just leave me with x squared plus x minus 1. And on the right hand side I'm going to do a little bit of side work over here. This is negative 4x plus 3 times a negative 4x plus 3. So I'm going to do a little bit of foiling here. That's 16x squared, that's this piece. The outer piece is minus 12x. The inner piece is minus 12x, and the last is going to be plus 9. So putting this over here, I get 16x squared, I got minus 24x, and I have plus 9. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to get 0 on one side, so I'm going to subtract that x squared, I'm going to subtract the x, and I'm going to add 1. And when I do that, I'm going to get 0 on the left-hand side. I'm going to subtract that x squared, that's going to give me 15x. I'm going to subtract the x, that's going to give me minus 25x, and I'm going to add the 1, that's going to give me plus 10. All right, now I need to try to factor this or come up with the zeros here. So I notice that my greatest common factor is going to be a 5, so I'm going to take that out, leaving me with x squared minus 5x plus 2. All right, I'm going to bring this up here. So 0 is equal to 5 times. I'm going to try to factor this now into quadratic. Oops, this should be a 3, my fault. Right? Forgot the 3 there. So I'm going to try to factor this now. I'm going to get 3x and I'm going to get x. There's my 3x squared. My signs are going to be both the same and both negative. And I got to plug my factors of 2 in such a way that when I do O and I, I'm going to add up to be a negative 5. So I'm going to put a 1 here and the 2 here. And if you want to check it, my outer term is a minus 3x and my inner term is a minus 2x, and that gives me my minus 5x. The 5 now, when I solve, 5 cannot ever equal 0. There's no variable piece to it, so I ignore it. I take 3x minus 2 and set that equal to 0. That's that first factor. And then take the second factor, which is x minus 1, and set that equal to 0. I'm going to add 2 and divide by 3. Over here I'm going to add 1. X is equal to 1. All right, and then what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to check both answers, and I'll leave that check up to you. I'm pretty sure that 2/3 works and 1 doesn't work, but just check it and you can see.